Nebraska conducted a full padded practice here on Wednesday as they prepare for their second straight road game at Colorado. Hi, Sean Callahan here with HuskerOnline.com. We talked with offensive coordinator Marcus Satterfield, quarterback Jeff Sims, defensive backs coach Evan Cooper, and defensive lineman Blaze Gunnerson as they get ready to head out to Colorado. A lot of discussion around Jeff Sims and just how he bounces back from that opening game with 3 interceptions.
Just trust his training, trust his training. He was under control. I thought he had an unbelievable game from a competitive standpoint. Like, I knew he would be able to use his feet and we could use him in the quarterback run game, but I wasn't aware he would run that physical. Like, he was a physical runner the other night, and that was good to see, and I think that's something he can build on. And then obviously we, not he, but we are going to continue to, just taking care of the football and keeping the football out of harm's way.
I mean, it's football, it's college football. They just told me, like any other coach would say, I mean, we got a game next week, so you can't dwell on it too much. You got to learn from what you did wrong, build on what you did right, and go out there and fix the mistakes.
And for Sims, he's dealt with his fair share of critics this week. He said it's something he was prepared for as he knows that comes with the job.
I wouldn't really say – I would say it's a bigger spotlight, but as far as critics-wise, I wouldn't really know because I don't really pay attention to that type of stuff. I think just being at Nebraska and knowing how big this fan base is, how much they care about football, that's probably the biggest difference with the spotlight. But other than that, it's really all football at this point.
We also saw Sims carry the ball 19 times. 12 of those were design run plays. What is the magic number for Sims carrying the football?
I knew he was going to, like the spring he was live, but they wouldn't hit him, It wasn't like he was running through tackles and things. It felt really different to me out there on the field. Like he ran a counter the one time and 2 guys came and hit him and he kind of delivered a blow and popped up, and it was just, I thought it was pretty cool. He wasn't trying to slide, and we wanted to take care of himself and slide when he needs to, but I mean, he was running through tackles the other night. I mean, it sounded different out there.
I think there was times where I could have slid or got out of bounds. So I think that's something that I definitely need to take into account when I'm running the ball because I know I don't need to be trying to run into people, run over people. So I think that's just something that I got to think about while I'm on the field.
A lot of discussion about wide receivers this week with Isaiah Garcia-Castaneda now out for the season. What does that picture look like for the Big Red offense?
It's an opportunity for young guys to step up. We got a bunch of young receivers that have an unbelievable ability and can help us, and this is an opportunity that they're going to have to show what they can do.
Billy Kemp is clearly a guy Nebraska would like to get going.
Oh, it's really important. Billy is a guy that can do great things with the ball, so we just got to give him the ball.
As Satterfield and Sims get ready to head out to Colorado, establishing a physical identity on offense will be a key.
It is crucial. Our guys got going a little bit more last week as the game went on, and that's how any good run game should be. Like, these are Big Ten, Pac-12 opponents that we're playing, so you're not just going to put the ball down and just run through them initially. The way that we play, it's a collective amount of body blows that take place during a game that eventually you try to wear on a defense, try to wear on the defensive front where you can start popping those runs, kind of like we did in the second half.
Meanwhile, on the other side of the football, when you look at Colorado, they have elite playmakers on offense.
If it wasn't real chaotic for defenders, I'm not sure they would do it. Going fast is hard for everyone. We just got to take a deep breath and make sure that we're preparing and hydrating and getting in the best shape we can and putting our bodies in the best position to be successful on Saturday. And it's going to be a challenge for us. This is why they do it.
One of those playmakers is Travis Hunter, who not only starts as a defensive back, the former 5-star is also one of their top wide receivers.
Yeah, I mean, it's obvious that he's a different human, right? He's a different kind of guy. Like, he's like his coaches say, he's one of those guys. He's him. So it's hard to play 50 snaps, 60 snaps. It's definitely hard to play 100. And you say 30? Man, that's a tough deal. So that was a good job by him and his coaches and his training staff and his athletic performance people, all of that. It's a good job by them.
The back-end secondary is going to be a big factor for Nebraska. 2 guys that had a strong game last week were Omar Brown and Deshaun Singleton.
Yeah, I'm not surprised at those guys at all. I see it every single day. I wish you could be a fly on the wall in my meeting room with the level of like intent and detailed and like legitimate questions and recall and just preparation and just those guys are everything that I've ever wanted to coach. So I'm not surprised by any of that. I'm not surprised by Omar's success. Like I said, it happened with Giff around the spring game. The light hit, and it's been on. Now it's a floodlight. And same thing with Omar. Like, I expect those guys to just keep getting better because they figured it out. They know what I want. They know what I expect. And now, as a standard setter, I feel like those guys are trying to go above the standard that I set. So eventually I have to raise it. We'll see what happens.
And finally, a lot of build-up, a lot of talk about the scene, about the rivalry, what this game is going to be like in Boulder.
Well, I think last week was a lot. I didn't know it was going to be that loud. That was a pretty hostile environment, and every one of our possessions started, it seemed like, down there in the student section, so it got pretty loud. So I think that's going to help us, as we go into this adventure. That it's not going to shock our guys. We've been in that situation before. It's not in the indoor with music playing or fake crowd noise. We had real crowd noise, so I think that'll help us. But I think it'll be a cool environment. A lot of energy. It's what you do this game. It's why you play this game. It's why you coach this game and work like we do, just to have opportunities to do things like this.
Not gonna lie to you, I don't have any expectations. The scenery and the fandom, none of that's for me. I just want my guys to play well. I want us to play well as a defense, and I want us to play well as a team. I don't get really caught up in much else.
So I didn't grow up a Nebraska fan growing up, but I did watch the game in 2019 when I was a recruit. So obviously saw it was a really cool atmosphere for us at Nebraska, and that's really my current awareness. I know it's a huge rivalry for us, and I'm really excited, but I'm just focused on the game.
Huskers are back to work again here on Thursday, reporting with the Nebraska football team in Lincoln. I'm Sean Callahan of HuskerOnline.com.